6:50 back here with your Smart Start. It is primary day all over New York. Your votes will decide which candidates move on to the general election for the fall midterms. The polls have been open for about 50 minutes, starting at 6. We've got Ron Spitzer live at one of the sites at East High, where a couple of voters have been showing up.
Yeah, Brennan, we actually just had a voter come out and tell us that the polling site is down right now and that he wasn't able to cast that vote. So everybody watching, just know that that's what's happening at East High right now. We will promptly reach out to the Board of Elections and see what's going on here. But many primaries are actually uncontested. There's just one person running for the party's nomination. But this summer, we do have several featuring multiple candidates looking for your vote. News 8 hosted the Democratic primary debate for the 25th Congressional District. That race features incumbent Congressman Joe Morelli, former Brighton Town Board member Robin Wilt, and attorney Sharita Trawick. They answered a number of questions on various topics, including affordability and climate change policies. Are those compatible?
I don't think they're mutually exclusive. We're going to have to continue because, frankly, it's an existential threat. The climate crisis is real. Donald Trump and his Republican friends can deny it all they want, but there's data that has now been decades old. So we have to continue, as I did when I voted for the Inflation Reduction Act, and we put in the infrastructure bill that put trillions of dollars into renewable energy. And I'm going to continue to fight for those things. Donald Trump and his folks have taken a lot of that funding back.
The climate crisis is an existential threat, and supporting the climate and resilience is not mutually exclusive with affordability. That's why the first plank of the Green New Deal was for housing, because if we increase the sustainability measures built into housing, we will save people real money. And I think it's integral that it's very important that we make sure that in order for people to have affordability, we are engaged in getting off fossil fuels.
Number one, we need to have the study done about a public utility. We need to find out if RG&E is really our best option. That's number one. Number two, when the EV bus mandate came out, I was a member of the school board, all districts and Monroe County School Boards Associations. We got together and we said we cannot make this mandate, unfunded mandate from the state. RG&E said our grid won't even support it, but yet it still was a mandate. We need to bring stakeholders to the table that are actually boots on the ground, that are dealing with these issues day by day.
Brennan, across Monroe County, there were nearly 10,000 ballots that were cast during the early voting window. Again, polls are set to close tonight at 9 p.m. And as I mentioned earlier, here at East High, they are having some difficulties, and we will be reaching out to the Board of Elections for answers on that. For now, reporting, Ron Spitzer, News 8.
Ron, thank you. At least some hiccups there, maybe minor there at East High. And keep in mind, early voting, you could have gone anywhere to the precincts in Monroe County, but on primary day itself, you have to go to yours, so make sure to look that up if it's the same or if it was moved for this year. Live poll results from those coming in at 9 o'clock. That's at rochesterfirst.com, and Adam Chodak will be on our streaming app as well periodically starting in the 9 o'clock hour, covering the outcomes of those races. Happening today, a verdict expected to be announced in the trial of a man from Henrietta accused of killing his family 3 years ago. 39-year-old Rajab Banahi faces 3 counts of murder and aggravated criminal contempt. Investigators say in January 2023, he stabbed his parents and sister at their Cathy Drive home before calling police. The parents died at the scene. His sister passed away at the hospital. This was a bench trial, no jury. It's the judge announcing the verdict. That is set to happen at 9:30. Also today, there's a hearing for one of the suspects accused of shooting and killing a man last month in Parrington. May 27th, Ezra John Nunez was found dead at his apartment on Pittsford-Palmyra Road. Deputies say Tyree Ross Simmons, the first suspect named and arrested, a convicted felon at the time of his arrest, did not act alone. They went on to later announce murder and robbery charges as well for Destiny Cotto and Jaquez Riley Hill. Ross Simmons is the one due in Parrington Town Court this afternoon at 3. Happening tonight, there's a vigil in honor of Cameron Nelson, a 33-year-old cook stabbed to death outside the Mafia Hub last weekend here in the city. It starts at 8:30. That begins at the bar, followed by a candle lighting at 9. Everyone showing up is asked to wear blue, as it was Nelson's favorite color. Police responded to the homicide call at the bar around 3:30 Saturday morning and found Nelson stabbed multiple times. He died shortly after making it to the hospital. The suspect, named as 23-year-old Alex Xavier Colon, who police say got into a fight with his girlfriend inside the bar. The two went outside. Things kept escalating. They say Nelson tried to step in and help the woman when he was stabbed. Colon was arrested, charged with second-degree murder, and pleaded not guilty Sunday at his arraignment. 5 minutes ago until 7, your sunrise traffic here as we take a view from 490 in our Greater Rock Sky Eye. Just hints of fog there at the top of our camera. It's been dense at times throughout the area, so keep that in mind as you're stepping out. We'll see how the temps fare today as we look back from yesterday. James, one of the coldest June 22nd ever here for Rock.
Drizzly out there.
I know. You said it was going to rain all day, and it just rained and rained and rained. Just nuisance. It's just like a misty fan on all day.
Yeah, that's right. And you see that icon with the sun for today, and you say, it doesn't look like that right now. And you'd be correct. It is cloudy. It is foggy in spots. But not to fear, we are already starting to see some clearing up Niagara, and it's heading in our direction. So it depends on your location, but you're Albion, you're getting it first, then it slowly works its way east towards Rochester, Monroe County, and then everybody's in the sun as we get later this afternoon.
9 o'clock, we will see you for our half-hour podcast, Second Cup of Sunrise, on the Rochester First streaming app. Enjoy your Tuesday, everybody. We're back on your TV with local news and weather at 7:25. CBS Mornings on the way in just a few moments.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on RochesterFirst.com, Facebook, X, and on our app for news and weather. Get the Rochester First streaming app today for everything you love from News 8 On Demand, plus exclusive shows you won't see anywhere else. Search ROC and download for free on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV.